are warm-ups really useful? So when it comes to warming up, we can look at this as a few different ways, but let's first start by talking about why we should warm up to begin with. Well, one of the first crucial things that I always talk about is that it helps to increase your muscle performance or your overall gym performance. So if you warm up a muscle, you're basically allowing your body to get the central nervous system fired up, so it's able to kind of send those neural signals that, hey, it's time to wake up, we're about to work out, we're about to do some physical activity. So that's one of the things. In addition to this, it can also decrease the risk of injury. So that's another thing to keep in mind, that not only are we boosting our muscle performance, but if you're warming up properly, even just a little bit, you're going to decrease the chance of you hurting yourself, which we know when it comes to long-term exercise goals and achieving the best overall results for ourselves, if we are consistently doing it, not getting injured, that's what's going to lead towards the best overall fitness. So those are two things, but essentially we're just trying to wake the muscle up a little bit, wake our connective tissue up a little bit, maybe wake our body up a little bit. So a general warm-up, just speaking out loud, is something where you're not really warming up for a specific movement, you're just kind of going in, just getting the blood flowing. And a general warm-up could be something like jogging on the treadmill, maybe you're just doing some arm circles or some jumping jacks. And these can be useful. I like to do these if I know my workouts are going to be super, super long, maybe 1.5 to 2 total hours, or I'm very tired when I'm starting out. So those two things are very, very in tandem. So there are also times too where I go in and not only do I have a large workout to do, but I'm like, oh my gosh, like I just feel like I'm gonna fall asleep. So I'll go in, do maybe a 5-minute jog on the treadmill, just to get my body literally awake. Because usually once I start getting the wheels turning a little bit, and a lot of people notice this too, when they start getting moving just a little bit, that little bit of momentum will build tremendously. Also too, if you just enjoy doing longer workouts, that's great too. Or longer warm-ups, I should say, that's great too. Do a general warm-up, do a little bit longer if it's something you enjoy, and if you have time for them, feel free to add them in. But the thing with it is that a lot of people don't have a lot of extra time to do these general warm-ups, so it's something to consider where if you're really strapped for time, you only have 30 minutes, obviously doing a 10-minute warm-up of a light walk on the treadmill or a jog and then some arm circles, literally you just cut 33% of your workout off in that exact immediate moment. So just something to consider for yourself. A specific warm-up, on the other hand, is of course going to be more specific towards the exact movements we're going to do. So maybe that day we're deciding to do squats and push-ups. So what you could do for a specific warm-up is before doing like back squats with a barbell on your back, you could just do some bodyweight squats, a couple sets of 10 bodyweight squats, and then you could do some back squats with the empty bar, of course. That's a really great specific warm-up. You're doing that actual movement. For push-ups, you could do some elevated push-ups or maybe a push-up hold where you're just kind of holding out in a overall plank position, right, in front of you. That's a good way you can warm up those muscles, get them firing nice and easy. So those are definitely a few ideas. Usually, a specific warm-up is a better use of your time because you're warming up that actual movement, so you're getting your body ready to do what you're going to do, versus if I just do some jumping jacks, I'm not really warming up my squat at all. I'm not really improving my squat mobility at all. Yeah, it's getting some general blood flow in my body, but it's not really helping to transfer over to that actual workout. A specific warm-up is another way to just get a little bit of extra volume in too. And volume done long-term over time is usually what builds muscle, builds strength, and that long-term volume is really, really important. So if you're short on time, I'd highly recommend just sticking with a specific warm-up where, again, if you're maybe just doing some squats, you could do some bodyweight squats, a set or two of that, do some push-up holds or elevated push-ups with your push-ups if that's part of your routine. Don't overcomplicate it. There's plenty of great warm-ups online. You can probably find some on my channel as well. Go ahead and give the video a like if this is giving you some value so far.